And that's where Charlie does her magic, and she's going to explain the Tier 2 process.
Thank you. So Tier 2 is where I come in. This is the after-school math intervention program. It runs for 4 days a week, and instructional cycles run between 1 and 3 weeks, depending upon how the data trends determine how best to meet the most student needs. We meet as a data team. We look at the CFAs, we go item by item, and we analyze the CFAs down to very sharply focused instructional objectives. This helps us narrow down the specific challenges which are keeping students from meeting the goal of proficiency in that essential standard. As such, we tend to see these trends form where we can go from whole group instruction, and then as the formative assessments come in, because we do daily formative assessments in Tier 2 intervention, we're able to tweak it to meet the individual student needs. And by the time they leave, we find that this has been very successful. A high importance, as Leslie mentioned before, is placed on process, and this has to do with having those very narrow objectives. It's all about hitting that essential standard. So process and syntax is put ahead of arithmetic accuracy. This is as much to deal with fluency and overcoming math fluency so that students can grasp that bigger concept and to get past that hurdle. We move from multiple methods of teaching a specific problem or addressing a specific problem, multiple strategies, to one, maybe two tops. The goal is to get them very solid in this process, and then we build on top of that more solid foundation. Frequent collaboration with the teacher team cannot be overstated. It makes the whole program work. Because we're able to collaborate, we're able to turn on a dime when necessary, when the data determines that we should be doing that, so we can create a more effective, efficient program as well. And these are the results. To date, of all the students who have been through Tier 2 math intervention, 96% of them have reached proficiency by the end of that instructional cycle. Thanks. In terms of what that looks like, oh, these are our adorable students. Nothing gets them more motivated than a whiteboard. That's potentially or about 180 different incidences of students reaching proficiency over the year, over the last year so far, whereas they might not have otherwise done that. So we're very pleased. But you may be asking yourself, just like we are, what do we do with the other 4%? And that's where Tier 3 comes in. And we do this in a number of ways. In class, they're supported to proficiency through small group instruction. They're pulled, and just by making the teachers aware of where those students need to hit proficiency, they're more able to tailor the instruction to hit those students where they need it. Also, I find that it works to pull the students where they need it. So whether it's before school, I'll find them at lunch, I'll find them after school, whatever it takes. We make sure that those students are getting their needs met in the way that it's going to be most effective for those students.